What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Movie Talks and Podcast here for movie news, movie reviews, and more. Episode 94. We are swimming at you, kind of like under Paris. Ooh, that was a sneaky little sneeze, Lawson, if you're watching
Didn't even
the.
come out
Oh, it was dirty.
out of nowhere.
It was like an imaginary sneeze, kind of like our newest Netflix blockbuster series, which is Eric with Benedict Cumberbatch. He's got an imaginary little monster. And then we've got It's Coming at You, The Hitman, Glenn Powell's newest one. He
Hmm.
is the Hitman, and we'll get into those soon. So
You
I've already started watching next week's ones because
you watched everything that's out.
I've been smashing everything that's coming out. The what's it called? The long weekend here in Australia. Well, in Adelaide, it helped me massively. And now I'm ahead. So let's go. That allows me to play some more Valorant. So I'm addicted. But anyway, do you know there is a Watchmen Chapter 1 and 2 adaptation that is coming? So they're doing the full comic animation. So you
All
know
right.
what the Watchmen, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So
Didn't hate the Watchmen movie.
yeah, the Watchmen. Yeah, it was good. I didn't. There was a series. I didn't watch it.
There's a series.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a series. There was a Watchmen series. It was either it's in um production or it's already out. I don't really know.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
didn't know about
There's a new historical blockbuster which is called Those About to Die, and it's apparently coming to Peacock, which I don't know where that's coming in Australia in terms of
that.
streaming
Yeah.
service. So it could be anywhere, but it's starring Anthony Hopkins, and it's about the rise of the Colosseum, like the gladiatorial Colosseum. It actually looks really cool. I saw a trailer for it. It looks cool, but I don't know about Peacock. Like, I have no idea. Wasn't
Yeah, I was trying to look it up, but I don't really know.
Twisted Metal? That was Peacock as well, and that was Stan, I
That came
reckon.
out on Stan,
Yeah. So I guess for
which I
us in
just got rid
Australia,
of.
I guess us in Australia, it'll be Stan.
Hmm.
So you've also got Matt Damon is a reluctant criminal in Doug Liman's The Investigator. So
Okay.
Matt Damon is coming back.
Matt Damon.
Man,
That poor
the
guy.
uh, he seems to take it pretty well though.
He got to. He says that people say that more to him than any other quote from his actual movies.
Oh yeah,
Like you've
it's
got to just embrace it.
yeah. So you've got the Moana live action is happening. So they've cast a newcomer. So in the new role, it's
Okay.
a girl that I've never seen. So we'll see how that goes. We've got Marvel's
Is
Blade.
sorry, real quick, do you know if The Rock is playing um whatever his name is still?
I believe so. Believe
Makes
so.
sense.
Makes sense. You got Marvel's
Anyway,
Blade loses their director. So that will be interesting.
I can't believe they're redoing Blade.
I really like Blade though.
Oh no, I like Blade. I just think that I'm just surprised. I mean, not really. They're redoing everything that was pretty shit originally.
Yeah.
If they do another Catwoman, I'm
Oh.
in.
Okay. Okay. Well, Robert Pattinson is producing a Possession remake.
Possession remake. What's
So
Possession?
like a horror film.
Yeah, I understand, but
He's
was there a
jumping
movie
it.
called Possession?
Yeah. Yeah. It is
Oh,
where a woman gets possessed.
1981 film. There you
Hmm.
go.
Yeah. And then we've got a new Paddington in Peru trailer is out now. So it is the Browns family on a jungle mission. I really like Paddington. It was a big
No,
staple
you
for
do.
me growing up, and my kids really like it. So I've actually got a original plush Paddington with the actual tag on it as well. So I don't know if it might
Right.
actually be worth a little bit of money, but the kids sort of like now have it. So we'll see if it survives or
And
not.
get trashed.
They're pretty
I never
good.
know. I never really watched Paddington. Have no connection to it.
Okay. I like it. He's just a
Nothing against it.
he's a
Just
fun
yeah,
bear.
fun bear.
And yep, guess who has confirmed a director's cut that is coming to Netflix?
Uh, Zack Schneider.
Hmm. For what
Oh
film?
really?
Hmm.
For part two.
Uh,
or part one of?
multiple, both.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Both, right?
yep, yep. Fun times.
It was even called Dumbfuck Rebel something Moon Rebel Moon.
Yep,
Yep.
yep. Fun times. Fun times. So
I
Zack
just,
Snyder
it's.
will make a
Do you think he's
three-hour
gonna try
cut.
and save it? Like, do you think he's gonna be? How could it possibly be any better?
Who
It's not gonna be
knows?
any better.
No,
Can't be.
no. There's a missed opportunity, Snyder. Let it go. Let it go, bro. Move
Let it
on.
die.
Move on. Move on. But anyway, let's jump into our first one off the ranks, which is a little bit of a Netflix special to this evening. This evening.
Sure
This
is.
evening? Morning. It's morning for us. Whatever. I don't know. Today,
What?
episode. Yep. This is Eric. This is a TV miniseries that is out now on Netflix, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. It is about Vincent, a grief-stricken father whose son goes missing, finds solace through his friendship with Eric, the monster that lives under Edgar's bed. Bum, bum, bum. I've watched 3 episodes. How many episodes did you watch of this one?
I tried to finish it last night, but I got to 1 a.m. I was like, I better go to bed.
Okay. So you're close to
Yeah,
it?
I watched 5 out of 6, so I'm very close to finishing.
Okay. Okay. So you probably got a bit more of a bigger
A
picture.
little bit. I got
So,
pretty addicted. Like
okay.
it's good.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. So each episode runs for about 50 odd minutes. I think they're about
Yeah,
50,
55,
55 to
60.
53 minutes, depending on which episode.
Mm-hmm.
This follows, well, Vincent is our sort of our main character. That's mainly who we're following, and that is
Yeah,
Benedict Cumberbatch. He's the father. He has started this show, kind of like Sesame Street with the puppets.
pretty much Sesame Street.
Yeah. He's very unlikable. I found
Very,
every character in this unlikable. Like
which I love.
it was weird. Like everyone was unlikable. I was like, you don't deserve anything in this.
But it's
It
because
was
we're seeing everyone's inner selves, and part of this is talking about, what people really are. It's like part of the
yeah.
commentary.
It was hard to like root for anybody in this show. Like everybody was unlikable.
I still root for him. I think I was talking to my
Oh
partner
yeah.
last night about it actually, and
Okay.
she's like, "Oh, how is he in it?" Because she's a big Benedict fan as well. I said, "Well, he's great, but I hate him."
Yeah.
But the fact that I hate him, I think, is a good thing. Like he's so good at playing this shitty, fucking selfish asshole of an alcoholic father.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but I think I think he's doing a great job at it. Like to dislike him so heavily when he's such a likable person in real life, such a crazy good actor.
Oh yeah.
Same with the
Like
wife. Like I think, what's it, Ledroit, the cop, the black cop.
yep.
Um, he's pretty likable too, but he also does some shit that you're like, come on, man, like what are you doing?
Yeah. So this was an interesting watch. Like it was very it was a bit of a hard watch to be honest. Like it's made really well. It's really well
Hmm.
acted, but like character wise, you're like, I don't like any of you.
Yeah,
It was
that's
it
to its
was
credit, I think.
yeah, but it's like you're not coming in this for like a happy go lucky sort of ride.
No,
It's a very hard watch. So Vincent is dealing with his grief because his son goes missing, and the relationship between him and his son is is tough to watch as well. Like
yeah,
he's very tough on his son.
yeah.
He has not broken a generational cycle. Like his
God
family
no.
his family are very tough on him. There's no like love in that. It's very you need to live up to
Yeah,
your expectations of what we're doing because the dad's very
yeah.
successful, lots of money. The mum's very based on imagery. It's like you need to uphold the family name of this. The father's always working. You can even see that when he goes back after Vincent has
Oh,
been
Eric's
missing.
parents, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I
Yep.
thought you meant. Uh-huh.
No. Yeah, so you understand where Vincent's like unlikableness comes from because
Yeah,
he doesn't do anything to like change himself. He's just very
no,
I'm living for the
he's
moment.
selfish.
Oh, massively.
It's everything he does is about him.
Even when his son's missing and he's out partying, I'm like, well, what are you doing? He's like out at the club, like drinking, carrying on.
Yeah, that I'm not that. Everyone grieves differently. Like
Nah, I was like, your son's still missing, mate. What are you doing?
I know, but it's a distraction. It's the same thing. People like I watch a lot of true crime stuff, and like someone's husband will die, and they'll be out partying and stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, she did it," and it's like, "Well, no, maybe she's just grieving. That's her way of grieving.
Yeah,
So
but
getting blind drunk and doing
there's,
cocaine and stuff is her way of forgetting the facts."
I think death and like someone missing is very different though. Like if
Mm,
they're missing, they haven't been like,
everyone grieves differently.
yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I found that very tough to watch, and then I was like instantly off him. I'm like, nah, no, you're done. You're done.
Well, that was like episode 3, though, right?
Yeah, but like when he was throwing himself into his work, where he was like doing the full building the puppet
Hmm.
to deal with the loss or the situation. I was like, yep, I get that. You're
Yeah.
distracting yourself. You're trying to bring something to life in case there is this moment where your son is
Yeah.
unfortunately passed away. Like I get that, but like off partying, having a good time, losing yourself in the moment, I was like,
Hmm.
it's a little bit too far for me.
I was off him when that scene when he's with his with the first episode where he's with his wife and the son, Edgar, and he's like trying to get Edgar to pitch Eric,
Yeah,
and he's just being a dick. He's just being an absolute arsehole to his kid. And it's like, then I was like, nah, this guy sucks. Like I I'm gonna root for him, I'm sure, because it's his main character. That's the whole point. But you really dislike him from the beginning.
yeah, yeah. And everyone's dislikable. But like, I didn't have a bad time with this. I haven't seen the end of it, and I'm like,
Yeah,
well,
me either.
there's not really like lots of twists and turns. I was like, oh, okay. I feel like
Hmm.
there needs to be a bit more of a like who done it, but I think it's focused more on the people's emotions and them
Yep.
going through it rather than like a who done it. So that's fair. That's fair.
Because not to spoil any. Oh, it's kind of a spoiler. Well, can we 3, 2, 1 spoilers? I guess because I'm not going to spoil anything. But by episode 3, you find out that no one really done it. Like he wasn't, because the whole thing is like, oh, my son's missing. Is he dead? Someone took him. Whatever. And you start to think that Benedict Cumberbatch has something to do with it. And then you start to think that this like um sanitation worker, like a guy driving a garbage truck, you start to think he did it and whatever. But it's sort of no one did it. The boy just sort of ran away.
Yeah.
So
From a very toxic environment. Like it's
yeah.
the mum and dad are at each other constantly,
Uh-huh.
and like when they are pleasant, it's very superficial. Like
Hmm.
there's no nothing. So
Yeah, the wife does great as well. Like I said before, with big actors and really powerful actors, that sometimes the supporting cast can be a little left behind and feel lacking. But Gabby Hoffman, who plays Cassie, the wife, she's so fucking good.
yeah,
Like she is killing it on this.
yeah,
I don't really know her either.
no, but yeah, very well acted. It's
Hmm.
it's it's very dark. Even like the aesthetics are very dark. Like it's very brown or grimy.
Yeah. Well, it's set in the 80s, which I love as well. I think that a lot of it, it's classic police work before the internet, and they're limited by technology a lot of the time. And I think that that plays into it. But set in the 80s, they've got like that sort of 80s grain happening, that sort of like yellowish tone, like 80s photos look like.
Yeah, yeah,
That's fine, yeah.
yeah. I just felt like everything was a bit brown. But
Yeah.
other than
Whole
that,
thing's
like
told from Benedict Cumberbatch's perspective as well. So
yeah, like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it enough to be like, do I want to invest? But I was like, do I want to invest another 3 hours? I was like,
Yes, you do.
mm, mm, mm. Like
I
I
think it's
enjoyed
better and
it.
better.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm so into it.
Okay.
Episode 4 and 5, you find out more about what's happening in terms of like where Edgar is and why he's where he is.
Yep.
Uh, you also get more details on LeDroit and his character, and there's also some more stuff happening with the other boy that went missing.
Oh yeah.
Um, whose name I forget right now, but they keep referring to him as the black poor kid who went missing, so therefore no one cares about him.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, to a degree, there's also a lot of because LeDroit is a gay black cop, so there's a lot of commentary about like being a gay black cop in the 80s in New
Yeah.
York, which is very Holt in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He was a gay black cop in the 80s, so it's like there's a lot of parallels there in a non-comedy way.
Yeah. And his partner is quite sick.
Yes, yep,
Yeah.
yeah, his boyfriend, who it turns out is AIDS later. You don't really find that out until later.
I assumed it was either cancer or that though. I was like,
Yeah, I made the
this,
assumption as well, but I'm not sure if that was a homophobic assumption a little bit. I'm like, oh, gay man's dying, must be AIDS, but it was.
oh, well, I went cancer of that because it was like pretty much struggling to move around.
Yeah,
It had to be some type of like deterioration of
deteriorating
something.
disease. Yeah, for sure,
So
for sure.
it had to be one or the other.
Uh-huh.
So
Um, yeah, I also like that even some characters that you really get behind, some characters who are, there are moments where like Benedict is trying to talk to people and they're trying to support him and be supportive and all that sort of shit. Um, where you start to hate Benedict Cumberbatch more, but over time, these other supportive characters, you start to find out some of their dark secrets as well, and everyone has uh some negative in their life, which again, I love realistic characters. It's nice to every single character, no one is squeaky clean. When the police start digging around people's closets, they've all got skeletons.
oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Well, that's people in general. No one's 100% clean all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's so good.
Mm,
Realistic characters, and it's not about having a hero. It's about, people, because this is what real life is like. Like you just said, you don't your best friends and your family and stuff in life. It's not that they're perfect in every way. It's that you live with their imperfections
hmm.
and you accept them for who they are. And that's what these characters are like as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So I enjoyed
I'm
it.
into it.
I enjoyed Vincent's interactions with the monster as well. And it was like
Hmm.
he'd be yelling at like nothing there. It would cut
Yeah.
to like it was interesting. Normally it's just the monster talking at someone and
Yeah.
everyone just ignoring it. But people were like, okay.
Yeah,
It
he's
was a
talking to
bit weird.
himself because he voices the monster as well. He's
Yeah.
in talking. Yeah, it's good. And again, I love that they didn't do CG puppet. They
Mhm.
did fucking practical walk around puppets, man
Yeah.
in a suit,
Yeah.
and it is so much better for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it helps that it wasn't a massive cast as well. Like
Yeah.
they honed it into a certain few, which definitely
Hmm.
definitely helps it.
I
So
agree.
I like this more than I thought I was going to. I thought this was just going to be a Lawson special, and I was like,
All right.
I was like, okay, this I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I'm
didn't
keen to
love
watch
it.
the sixth one.
Didn't love
I
it,
did.
but I enjoyed it. So
Okay.
it's like I want to go like somewhere between 3.5 and 4. 3.7.
And yet you're not going to watch the rest.
I might. You don't know that, but I might move
Well,
on.
you said you wouldn't.
I said I'm not that excited because
Okay.
I don't like things bringing me down. I want to be happy.
I want to be happy.
Yeah, I want to keep my vibration up, mate. I'm gonna keep my hurts and
Your vibration.
yeah, mate. Life is about vibrations. I'm a high vibrating
Okay.
person.
Can't help
Yeah,
but think dirty thoughts. I'm sorry.
you're a low vibration.
I'm a low vibration.
Uh, 3.7.
So what do you say? 3.7. Okay.
No, no, I'm gonna round it up. I'm gonna go 4. It's good. It's well acted. It's good. We'll go 4.
But
We'll go
it's
4.
it's a four, but it's a hard watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's kind of like the whale. Like the whale was really, really good, but it was hard to watch.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not a bad thing putting this on the same level as the whale.
yeah,
In fact, Benedict Cumberbatch is somewhat similar because yeah, everything he does is self-serving,
yeah.
and he has addiction that he can't shake or chooses not to shake, just like the whale as well.
Hmm.
Not that
Yeah,
he can't change himself, it's that he won't.
yeah.
So good comparison.
Okay, okay, okay. I'm here for the next hour.
Uh, I'm like a. It's hard because I haven't finished it and I kind of want to see how it ends to give it something strong. But I'm like a 4.5. I think it's one of the better things coming out at the moment.
Okay.
And it's yeah, really well made, really well. I think the pacing is fucking perfect. By 3 episodes, you should be answering questions and asking new ones. Exactly
Hmm.
what this is doing. And yeah, writing is really clever. I know that the woman who I'm pretty sure it's a woman who wrote it, Abby Morgan, writer director. Um, I don't really know her from a lot of things, but again, we're seeing really good women writers and directors come through.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, 4.5.
Yep. Awesome. Ooh,
Pardon me.
Gesundheit.
All right.
All right.
Uh,
Well, let's let's keep swimming. Let's keep swimming
let's keep
into
swimming.
Under Paris, which is another new Netflix film, which comes out of
Yeah,
Paris. I don't know if it actually comes out of Paris, but it's called Under
it's
Paris.
it's a French film. Yeah,
Yeah, but it might not be Paris. Who knows? This
probably is.
is pretty much a French Jaws.
Yeah,
Yeah, which
but not
is
good.
no a much
Well,
higher
not as good as
budget.
Jaws, I should say.
No, so this is
Higher
just
budget than Jaws.
I reckon, wasn't it?
I mean, I doubt it.
Do you reckon? I don't reckon Jaws had a massive budget to begin with. Not the first one, anyway. I don't reckon
Let's
it
look it
did.
up.
Okay. Well, you look it up. To save Paris from a bloodbath, a grieving scientist is forced to face her tragic past when a giant shark appears in the Seine. Seine?
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it either.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of the water channels in Paris. Never been to Paris, so I have no idea.
Lost grads.
Yeah, but weirdly enough, this is bizarre. This is a bizarre script. This is just a number of situations where a shark comes in. There's dumb people standing around in the water going, "Oh, there's a shark coming," and then a shark
Yep.
comes and eats them, and then we end up setting up for a sequel. This was the most bizarre thing. Also, if you're going to have this as a shark film, there was a weird shift where it was about talking about global warming. I was like,
Yeah.
what is happening here? Is this a movie about
Yeah.
global warming? Is this about a movie of a shark coming to eat people? It was weird.
Yeah. It didn't really have a lane. It kind of felt like what was the other movie that? I only think of Birdemic. Did you ever watch Birdemic Shock and Terror?
Did have I seen Birdemic?
They tried the fucking writing of that tried to be like, oh, global warming is because that's why the birds are dive bombing and exploding and killing people. Oh, Jesus. Really? Like it's such an easy cop out for writing. Oh, global warming is making animals go crazy. But fuck off.
Yeah.
No.
Like were the sharks a metaphor for the global warming? Or was it like it was so weird?
No, it's just bad writing. A lot of this is bad writing. There's so many times that you're like, why? And they don't give you an answer. Like, why are they trying to track the sharks at the beginning? They never tell us. What are the things that happen when they stab the shark? They never tell us.
Also,
Like
the shark was in
the
fresh water.
ending, yeah, because it evolved.
Yeah, it can't evolve that quickly.
Well,
It's-
that's because of global warming. I know it's really dumb.
oh, it was so weird.
Really
And
to
there was a
interrupt
and
if
there
you
was
want
a
your Jaws budget update.
oh yeah, yeah, I do.
Jaws adjusted for inflation, Jaws cost 75 million. Under Paris cost 20 million.
Okay.
Jaws was like nearly four times as much.
Wow. Okay. It's four times better as well.
Oh, more than that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Jaws is great. This is not.
Like, I don't know if it was meant to be a comedy, or it was meant to be a thriller, or it was meant to be a horror. Like, well, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what they were going for.
because it was
It
really try hard as well. Like they thought they were doing something great, but it's
yeah,
anyway. Keep going. Keep telling us the story.
like it was bizarre. There was this lady is tracking sharks. The sharks all of a
Uh-huh.
sudden eat her like family or the people she was with.
A
She has
crew,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
just a husband.
she has PTSD from the sharks eating,
Hmm.
and then she gets pulled back in. There's a sub faction, or these people are like activists who, for some reason, decide to protest underground in the catacombs for whatever reason.
Because movie.
And it was like there's one channel in and out, and then lo and behold, you've called a shark in. You're standing in the water. What are you doing? And the shark eats
Yeah,
everybody. Like this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
yeah.
And they
And
were
everything
like,
happens. It's one of those things as well. Like they need to continuously put things in the water in terms of like story elements because sharks aren't threatening outside of the water. So like, oh, there's a swimming race or some shit happening.
yeah,
Really?
I think there is like a yearly swimming race. Like I think there is like a
I know.
triathlon event in there, but like
Also,
that,
365 days. Like, surely it's just the odds, you know?
yeah, I don't know. That the global warming activists were like, "Oh my God, that was ridiculous." Where there's one, why are you underground? Like, how's your protest working in there?
Yeah, it's the fucking bat cave.
It was the, and why were the police in the water? Like, couldn't you just stand on the side and not be in the water? You're like, get out of the water. Why do I have to be in the water? Like, why'd the police go in the water? Like, I know you had
Yeah,
to go in the water to get into the channel, but I was like, just stand on the side and the shark,
yeah.
wait till the shark leaves.
But again, they need to make it a higher intensity. Intensities. Everyone needs to fucking jump in the water and be in the water, and everything needs to happen on the water.
Yeah.
Otherwise, sharks aren't scary.
Oh, God. And then the setup for the sequel. Oh, the ending.
This doesn't end. This movie just things happen, and then the credits roll. Paris floods.
Yeah, because there's like leftover explosions in the water. Like there's leftover bombs that all of a sudden they drop and it triggers it and it blows up the bridge or the dam and then it
Or
floods
whatever it is. Yeah,
and then it's kind of like a little bit of a Titanic moment where they're sitting on the little bit of debris that's left and they like zoom out to Paris flooded. It's like, oh no, there's sharks. It's not really
yeah.
un what are they going to call the sequel? Over Paris?
Through Paris.
Yeah, like,
Who knows?
like this was nuts. I watched it in dubbed, and they had
I
more
did
than
too because I'm not gonna fucking sit here and watch a foreign shark film in French. Like, come on.
no. It was it was bad. The whole thing was bad.
It was.
I had to turn it up to 1.5 speed because I'm like, this is shocking. I was like, I'm glad
Yeah,
this is
I
over.
watched it while I was like doing computer setup stuff because I watched the first like half an hour watching. I was like, no,
Hmm.
this is not entertaining. So I sort of just had it on in the background. I got to admit, I think I missed some elements, but
I don't think we
it's
missed anything. It was a shocker. It was a shocking film. It was nuts.
and like I said
Oh,
earlier, like there's a level of because this is like asylum film level, but asylum film know what they're doing in terms of they know they're making shit. They know they're making something that is just fucking stocking filler crap. Accidentally bought this instead of the real movie, and it's kind of shit, and that's part of its charm. Where this was like, we are making the next Jaws. This really thought it was making the next fucking blockbuster shark movie,
yep.
and yeah, it is very, very not good. The writing is terrible. You have no idea why anyone makes any decisions they make. Can't get behind any characters because they're all just idiots.
And it's
And
just
there's no
that
ending.
It's a global warming shark that evolves that is trying to push a message, and it's just done
Yeah,
people in water conveniently
yeah,
getting eaten.
conveniently all the time.
It was so nuts. Like, why are you in the water? It was just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I hope you don't get a sequel. Please don't get a sequel. There's no
Well,
way.
it's not that cheap either. Like 20 mil is not it's not a nothing budget. I mean, it's lowish budget, but it's not great. Like
No,
that's
but
a lot of money to spend on a movie that didn't do that well.
they threw
But
all the
surely
money
it's
at
not.
the special effects though, because they didn't spend it on writing or actors.
No.
No.
But it's weird. Like some of the special effects, like the one right in the beginning where they're in the water with the shark, I'm like, this doesn't look terrible. This doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to look. It's definitely not a silent level. But then there's a scene where someone gets eaten and it's like a top-down bird's eye view with a shark like launching out of the water, grabbing the person, and it looks garbage.
But no, it's nuts. The whole thing's terrible. I I didn't even have fun with it. I couldn't even laugh at it. I was like, this is just dumb. Even
Yeah,
though
you're right. It's not even funny at.
no, because they tried too hard. I don't know. I was it was terrible. It's half a star. I didn't enjoy this at all. I can't even laugh at it because it's dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah, I don't know if it's to me it's like a one because half a star is like this is like a half a star is there's nothing about it that's redeemable. Like some of the acting in this wasn't terrible. I'll give it.
I would almost watch The
Um,
Exorcist Believer over this, I reckon. And I hated that thing.
really,
Mm. I
I
was
believe it
like,
was like bad, bad. This is just boring, bad.
yeah, but I reckon that's worse. At least when it's bad, bad, it's like, oh,
I believe it
that's not
wasn't.
good.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought that part of you would like this because like there are some. I was gonna say though, there's some good action scenes. There was not really either.
No, it is
Not
not.
really any action scenes because the end sort of ends in an action climax, but it's not really action.
There's nothing. It
Even though
was just
IMDb says it is.
I'm just watching dumb people go in the water when they know there's a shark. And it's like, I'm gonna stay in the water. Idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand where the water came from at the end either. Like, how did they flood Paris? But, yeah, that's a one for me.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know why it's a half. Maybe it's a half. It's down there.
I don't
Who
know.
cares? What's different? What's the difference?
Keep
But like
swimming.
when I watch shit like Die Hard and Die Hard 2, like that made me mad at how bad it was and how annoying everything was. This didn't make me mad. This just made me neutral.
Yeah, but
Like I
that was
didn't care about anything happening.
Die Hard's just Kevin Hart going, I know this is gonna appeal to like teenagers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
And
he knew what
it's
he was doing. There's a level of self-awareness,
mhm,
I
mhm,
guess. But like
mhm.
Die Hard's like really fucking annoying to watch. Like the characters are so annoying and like unfunny and they're trying to be funny. This isn't annoying. This is just boring.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I
All
think
right.
that's me is the difference.
All right. Well, let's move on to a other Netflix show. Movie. It's called.
Movie.
Hmm. Hmm. All right. Glenn Powell's newest one, which is out now on Netflix, is an action comedy crime. It's about a professor moonlighting as a hitman of sorts for his city. A police department descends into dangerous, dubious territory when he finds himself attracted to a woman who enlists his services. I was
Yep.
coming into this thinking it was going to be like Ghost, the
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Chris Evans Anna film where it was just mainly about
Yeah.
a love story that happily ever after. Where this was different. This was it caught me off guard.
Same.
I wasn't expecting this. So
No, did I?
I don't know how the American crime police agencies work, but for some reason these guys are able to like they're like a neighborhood watch that go out and like record things. Like they're not part of the police force, but
They
they
are.
were they?
Yeah, because they have a captain and that guy's a cop, and yeah, this is the police force. He says I work, moonlight or whatever for the police force. This is the police. Yes,
Okay, like, but I don't know, whatever.
I don't
So
know how he works for the police. I think that part's dumb. And the fact that they just throw him in a police operation without any sort of training is a bit like, what the fuck? But,
Yeah,
you know,
like, like I didn't know if that was like based on anything that actually happens in America or not, or in the police force, like they just recruit people to help them out.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that the like people who are into tech and stuff, or those sort of, they often hire hackers and stuff because they're good at that side or that world, you know.
Yeah,
Um, so maybe he's just that good that they hired him for that stuff. But there's no way in hell you would throw an untrained fucking tech guru guy to be a hitman undercover. Like
no,
it's no.
no. So you got to take a little bit of
Yeah.
free agency with this, but Glenn Power is a professor who then works with this task force about hiring hitmen. So they go in, they record them, and then they're like, all of a sudden, the cops then come arrest them because they've got their testimony of them hiring someone to be able to, well, hiring a hitman to kill whoever that
hmm
they want.
hmm
So their hitman is out due to some injury, and then all of a sudden they need someone to step in the role. And then Glenn Power steps up, he gets thrown into it. And the first interaction of him being the man in charge or the face of the hitman, real
hmm
dark. I was like, whoa. I
Yeah. Came out of
was like,
nowhere.
yeah. And
It
then
was
I
a bit
was
of a
like,
goofy comedy until then.
yeah, and I was like, whoa, okay. And then the first half of the film, where it was Glenn Powell being all the different hitmen, I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. I
Pretty
enjoyed
fun.
them giving him free reign on all the different people. Like each character
Yeah.
was different, and it was real fun, really
Yeah.
really fun.
I agree. That was the
Oh,
part where I'm like, oh wow, this isn't. I went into this picturing, like you said, like Ghost, some sort of shitty action movie, but also I was expecting it to be, it's Glen Powell. I was expecting it to be some shitty fucking romance as well. And when that's happening, I'm like, oh man, I'm actually kind of enjoying this. Like, I'm getting behind this guy because it's like, again, it's aware, it knows what it's doing. It's making a silly movie. It's not trying to be anything groundbreaking and special. It's trying to be silly and kind of funny, but it also has some commentary about, like, again, that inner self idea and who we really are, and how can we change our personalities by changing the way we act and things like that. Like, there's more to it than just dumbness.
yeah.
But yeah, that was the point. I was like, fuck, this is actually kind of good.
Yep. And then he meets Madison. So Madison is meeting up with the hitman. She wants him to kill her husband. And
Yep.
then from there, there's a little bit of a decline once we get into the further part where he starts making decisions based on his romantic involvement with Madison. Where I was like, this is a little bit interesting. I did enjoy
Okay.
I did enjoy their interactions. I thought um, Gary and Madison's interactions were fun while he was pretending to be the hitman. Thought that was real
Yeah.
cool. That
Maybe
was really
Ron.
fun.
Uh-huh.
I was the end of, well, the third act. I was like, oh, okay, this is a weird twist. So it was a fun ride, and I really enjoyed Glenn Powell's portrayal of all the different hitmen. I enjoyed Madison and Gary's interactions, him pretending to be the hitman, and then when it was like the ending, I was like, how's this happened? It was like a
What
dark.
part?
So spoilers, where it was all of a sudden he was like, "Yep, well, she Madison ends up killing the the husband. He's got a life insurance thing out, and he's like, oh, okay." He's like helping her get away with it, and then they kill the the other bloke.
Jasper.
Yeah, so like she's drugged him, and she's like, "Oh no!" And then
Yeah.
he was like, "Yep, no worries. We'll help you get rid of this body. We'll like
Yeah.
pretend it's suicide." He was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "You jumped into that real quick." Happy to.
Yeah, but I don't think it was real quick. I think he pretends to be, again, there's a scene where he's sitting down with his ex-wife at the university, and they're talking about how people can change if they instantly just assume another character. if they pretend to be someone new, they become that person eventually. And that's a whole, as the movie continues, that's what happens to Gary. He pretends to be Ron so much that eventually part of him is Ron. And the idea of killing someone, disposing of the body, and covering up a murder isn't that far fetched anymore. Like we see that change in him. And that's like the ultimate moment of like, oh, this guy isn't just boring vanilla cereal eating Gary anymore. He's now this fucking guy, this new guy.
Yeah, I was all right. There was I don't know, it took me by surprise. I was like, oh, okay, you're jumping, you're done. And then they live happily ever after. It was
Yeah,
yeah, it was just
because he's now changed person.
yeah, okay. I was like, oh, it's interesting. Interesting.
It's interesting, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's as surprising and as like left field as you're making it out to be. I think that the whole movie is talking about in itself and changing as a person and stuff.
Okay. Okay.
And that's what we see in Glenn Powell.
Okay.
I think it's great. I think I was worried that when Madison was introduced, this is going to become a really boring, cut and dry fucking romance film, and it wasn't. Like I liked the twist towards the end, not the twist so much, but I like where the movie went. I like that it almost changed genre partway through, became less of a comedy and more of like there's a bit of like I got a bit of anxiety watching him lie to Madison because like it's gonna all explode in his face. Um, but the scene where he has to like come clean when he finds out that Madison killed her husband, um, that's like a really funny scene rather than being like I'm glad it wasn't like the black moment in your relationship where it's like, you lied to me, how dare you, and you never see me again. Like it was still comedic at that point. Uh yeah, I think it's great. I did not expect it to like it much as I did
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the
I
whole way
like it.
through.
I still liked it. I just wasn't expecting the ending. I was like, oh, different.
I'm
I guess.
glad.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad. But
I'm
where it
glad it
really
wasn't just silly comedy the whole way through.
yeah, where
Had
it
more to
really
say.
shined, it shined for me was Glenn Powell being all the different hitmen. I thought that was great. And I was like,
Some of it was good.
I didn't know you had this much range with different characters. I was just expecting you to be the handsome love interest.
Yes. Where like where it's not good that those scenes are when he's playing like the Russian and the hillbilly fucking but it's intentional. Like it's a comedy. He's kind of meant to be kind of shit. Like,
I laughed at those ones. I thought they were funny.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
same, me too. They're funny, but like they're not they don't show his range, I don't think. Like he didn't come across as a Russian hitman,
No,
but
but
that's kind of like you said, that's the comedy. That's the point.
yeah. I don't know. It was
Also,
enjoyable.
something that I noticed, I don't think you will because you haven't seen Parks and Rec. Retta, who plays Claudette, the woman who's like working alongside him on the sting operations,
Okay.
is fucking hilarious. And I don't know what it is, but she always seems to be accompanied by a funny Indian comedian, and their bounce back and forth is so funny in this. Retta and Sanjay Rao, who plays Phil.
Here's the guy who
I
gave him
think,
his pants.
yeah,
Yeah.
and talking about how they want to fuck Ron. It's really funny.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this. I went into it kind of like there are some times when I watch movies that you suggest, I'm like, okay, like I'll watch it and I sit there and it's a slog and sometimes they're funny and sometimes they're like funny and sometimes they're awful. And I expected that this to be all of those things, but instead I got a really like witty, relatively funny movie with likable characters. Um, like I don't know, had some commentary, had something to say about who we are and who we present to be. Um, yeah, it's filmed really well. It looks gorgeous. Like Richard Linklater. He's not a no one, but he's not a obviously a big director. But he's done things like what is his director list? Do
Okay. Yeah,
he's
right.
done what things I've seen? Boyhood. Should we talk about a little while ago? I think
Did we?
maybe
Might
not.
have. I don't think so.
I think it's someone in there. No, I think there was an actor in there that we knew. Um, he directed School of Rock, which I actually watched on Friday night.
What a good film. It's a fun film.
So good. Yeah, this was funny. Well written, well directed, well shot. I think it's great. I had a way more, better time than I thought I was going to
Look at you. Look at you
all the way
enjoying it.
through.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah,
You're a changed man. Maybe you should have some self-commentary.
self commentary
Mm,
on how what
mm,
you're saying things, aren't you?
yep. Yeah. But yeah, what'd you give
Yep.
it?
Like a four.
Yeah. I gave it a four too.
It's
I had good fun with it.
yeah, it's I think you and I like different parts, but that's fine. Like I think I come with the same level as Eric because it's very different to Eric. Like I gave Eric, a bit over a four. But for a comedy, for a dumb comedy about a man going undercover as a hitman, and it's not bad.
Mm,
It's
mm,
it's pretty well done. There haven't been many comedies I've actually laughed at
mm.
recently. Besides Angry Beavers, besides Hundreds of Beavers, which is a masterpiece.
Yeah. So fours all around. Let's go. It was a good week. Good week. I
Well,
know.
besides Paris.
Yeah.
Paris is awful.
Evens out. Two fours
Two
and
fours and a
half.
one and a
Yeah.
half. Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah.
There's more proof that sorry to beat the dead horse, but it's more proof that anyone but you is garbage because I've now
Oh,
watched Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell in movies that I liked, and I fucking hate that movie.
well, no, you don't.
I
No, you
really do.
don't. No, you
It's
don't.
definitely going in my bottom 10.
Whatever, mate. You're just on a vendetta against it. 'Cause you're like, "Oh, romantic comedies. It is terrible. I could tell the
They're not all
ending."
terrible.
I'm like,
We've
whatever,
listed
mate.
off. I love Love
Oh,
Actually.
whatever.
I love Forgetting Sarah Marshall. We've listed some of the really good
Here we
ones.
go. Here we go.
Here we
Whatever, mate.
go.
It's not as
Bandwagoner, art
it's
house.
look. I said it's not good as Sarah's Marshall. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That's like the perfect romantic comedy, but it is
Yeah,
good.
I'm saying there are good ones. Okay, I'm
It's a
not going
good
down
one.
this road again. We can argue it on our when we talk about our top tens in episode 100.
Mm, mm. But yeah,
But
next week, something that comes out tomorrow because we're filming on our Sunday, which comes out on our Monday, I think Sunday night or Sunday for
confusing.
everyone else. Yeah, whatever. It is House of Dragons season 2 is coming out. We actually forgot that it was a thing for a little while because it's been some time. It's
Yeah, oh
been
yeah,
some time. And then we've also got the newest Winnie the Pooh universe that is coming out. It is Blood and Honey 2.
yeah.
So we
The
get some
Pooniverse.
we get some new characters being introduced in this one. And then we've got the newest Will Smith and Martin Lawrence Bad Boys 3. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do when they come
No,
for you? Hmm,
keep
okay.
my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. I hate the dude. Fuck him. I want everything he does to do terribly. He needs to stop making movies. Fuck him. Fuck this movie. Will
Okay.
Smith sucks. Fuck Will Smith.
Okay. Yeah, well,
I
we're watching it.
know. We are as well going back to our roots because House of the Dragon was the first thing we ever reviewed. Our first 10 episodes were House of the Dragon episodes.
Well, there you go. There you go.
This is a
And
nice little callback for us.
to stay on brand, I will not be able to pronounce names. So happy days.
I was gonna say I should rewrite my list phonetically, but it would make a difference for you.
I'm not reading
You can't read it phonetics.
Nope. Nope. Joys of being dyslexic.
No, that's
Phew.
okay.
But anyway, I have fun. I laugh at it, and I hope everyone else laughs at it. So fun times. But yeah, you know what to do. If you listen on Spotify, give us a 5-star rating. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Tell your
You
friends. Tell
tell
them
your
all.
friends.
Boys.
Bye, love you.